Welcome in the session of Rose Project, Subject Biology. Myself Yadav TA from Sadguru Gadge Maharaj College, Karad. Subject Biology. We are going to study the topic Organisms and Populations. The weightage of the topic 3 to 4 marks, marks with the option 4 marks, marks without option 3 marks. See here, now start here the topic Organisms and Population. First, we see the introductory part of this topic. Life is organized into different levels based upon the size, from small to large. Here, we see the life form, and these are movable organisms and cells. Some organisms are unicellular. These means they are made up of only one cell. Here, look at the picture, that is amoeba. The amoeba is a unicellular organism. Examples: bacteria, yeast, amoeba. Some organisms are multicellular. This means they are made up of many cells. Example: humans, trees, frog, etc. Look at the picture, that is a multicellular organism, that is frog. Organisms and cells. Unicellular organisms have nothing but a single cell. However, multicellular organisms have many more levels of organization to make sure the whole body can work correctly even when it is doing many things at the same time. Here, look at the picture. There is a diagrammatic representation of the level of organization of an organism. Here, we see the atom. Many atoms togetherly form the molecules. Then molecules which togetherly form the cells. Here, the cells, many cells which are togetherly form the tissues. Here, the example, that is the epithelium, or these type of tissues which are also known as the epithelial tissue. Then many tissues which are formed by the organ. Here, see here, this is the organ, that is the stomach. Then many organs togetherly form the organ system, that is the digestive system, and many organ systems togetherly form the whole organisms. Then habitat. Habitat is the place where an organism lives. Then biomes. Biomes is a very large unit constituting of a major vegetation type, and associate fauna found is a specialized zone. Niche. The ecological niche of an organism represents the range of conditions that it can tolerate, the resources it utilizes, and its functional role in the ecological system. Each system occupies a distinct niche, and no two species occupy the same niche. Biosphere. It is the sum total of all biomes on the earth. Environment. What is the exact meaning of environment? Environment is the sum total of all biotic and abiotic factors that surrounds and potentially influence an organism. The temperature, water, light, soil are major abiotic factors. The factors affecting ecology. There is a two types of factors as we know about them, the biotic factors and abiotic factors. In a biotic factors, there is a pathogens, parasites, predators, competitors. Then in a abiotic factors, the temperature, water, then light, then soil. Here, the definition of ecology. The ecology is a branch of science that studies the relationship between organisms and their physical and biological environment. Here, look at the diagrammatic representation of level of organization in ecology. Here we see the organism, then will be population here, then forming to that of the community, and then ecosystem, and then formation of the biosphere. Then organism. What is the exact meaning of organism? The things that are alive. Any living thing is an organism. Here, see here, the look at the pictures, there is a number of organisms seen in the picture also. First characteristic of an organism, that is a reproduce or will be known as reproduction. All organisms need to reproduce to keep their species alive. Here, see the pictures in that the organism which will also reproduces and their progeny which will be also seen in that picture. Then second, respond to the environment. All organisms react to changes in their environments. That is the adaptations. What is the exact meaning of adaptation? Any change in the structure or functioning of offsprings or population that makes it better suited to its environment is known as adaptation. There is a some of the example here. We see the examples of adaptation. First, kangaroo rat. This is the desert animal, and these organism which found in the North America desert. The characteristic features of these organisms as they obtained water by fat oxidation and it concentrates its urine. Then second example, that is a desert plants. The desert plants which are having the silent features about them as first, that is a root grow very deeply, then presence of sunken stomata, then camp pathway which will be also seen in that type of plants, then leaves converted into spines, and there is a presence of thick cuticle. Next characteristic, growth or will be as a grow. All organism get larger and more complicated as they grow. Here look at the picture, that is the elephant, and here there is a smaller one, that is a progeny of that organism or will be known as an offspring. That is the difference in between them, as a larger one and this is a smaller one. Then next concept, that is a population and interaction. In that there is a studied the different points as the predation, competition, parasitism, commensalism, mutualism, etc. First, we study the concepts such as the predator and a prey. Predation describes an interaction where a predator species kills and eats other organisms prey known as prey. Look at the picture here. There is a both of the organisms which are also seen in that picture. The first, that is a predator, and that is a prey. The predator, such as a praying mantis, which captures the prey, that is the grasshopper. And in a second picture, there is a one of the organism, that is a anole, that will be uh, eats the praying mantis, and sometimes the predator themselves become a prey. Predation, predator kills prey. What are the importance of predator? First importance, keep prey population under control. Then second, reduce competition among the prey. And third one, that maintains the species diversity. Next, we will see the concept such as competition. The competition occurs when two or more individuals seek to utilize the same resources. Here, look at the picture. There will be the ants, which has belongs to the order Hymenoptera, and such a plants which are also found in Africa. That ants, which are also known as the siafu or driver ants. The ants consumes everything that crosses its path, even cows. Then here, look at the picture. There is a competition in between the different species for the same resources. Then here, another example, that is a competition in between the species. Unrelated species also compete for same resources. Example, flamingo and fish. Both of these organisms compete for zooplanktons. Here, look at the picture, that is the flamingo, that is the number of individuals here, and these individuals are survived to that of the habitat, and which will be also forming to that of the community, or will be known as an population of that flamingos. Then next, parasitism. Parasitism is a form of symbiosis in which one species benefits at the expense of another species. Similar to predation, but acts more slowly than predators and may not always kill the host. Here, look at the picture here. There is a one of the caterpillar, and this caterpillar is also known as parasitized caterpillar. And these organism belongs to the order Lepidoptera, which covered by the wasp pupae. And here, look at the picture, that is the white colored organisms are as the wasp pupae, which have consumed all internal tissues except vital organs. Next, parasitism. Parasite depends on host. There is a types of parasites. As we know about them, there is a three types of parasites. First, ectoparasite, second, endoparasite, and third, brood parasitism. In a first, ectoparasite, example, that is a lice on humans, ticks on dog. Then second, endoparasite, the liver fluke Plasmodium, then Salmonella typhi. In a brood parasitism, parasites lays its egg in the nest of another organism. आता यामध्ये example example of cuckoo, that is quail, which lays its egg in a crow nest. Commensalism. Commensalism is a symbiotic relationship between two organisms of different species in which one derives some benefits while the other is unaffected. Here, look at the picture. There is one of the example of the commensalism. Here, pseudoscorpions hitching ride on a fly's leg, and these fly, which are belongs to the order Diptera. Then commensalism. One species is benefited, other is not affected. Example. Here we are studied the number of examples here. First, epiphyte. Second, barnacles. And third one, clownfish. The epiphyte, that orchids which grows on the mango tree for shelter and nutrition. Then second, barnacles, which growing on the back of whale to move to different places for food. And number three, that is clownfish. It finds shelter in between the tentacles of sea anemone and get protected by predators. Then next, symbiosis. What is the exact meaning of symbiosis? Symbiosis is a close ecological relationship between the individuals of two or more species. Sometimes a symbiotic relationship between both of these individuals benefited, or also we call them as the in that type of relationship benefits both the species. Then example, look at the picture, that is the both of the species which will be also benefited and then will be known as an symbiotic relationship. Here there is a plant, and this is the animal, or will be known as an organism, that is the honeybee, belongs to the order Hymenoptera. Then mutualism. Both the species which are also benefited, in that the number of examples which are also studied here. The first example, that is a lichens. Second example, mycorrhiza, and third one, pollination. Then fourth one, female wasp uses fruit for egg laying site and developing seeds with in fruits for nourishing its larvae. Then next example, that is a sexual deceit. The Mediterranean orchids offers to get pollinated by the species of bee. One petal of its flower resembled to the female of bee. Bee pseudocopulate with the orchid plant and help in a population also. The next concept, that is cooperation. Here there is a, see here, look at the pictures. First, that is left side, in a left side there is a one of the species, that is a polygus samurai, and here in a right side there is a one of the species here, that is a Formica japonica. Both of these individuals are see here in the concept, that is a cooperation is a fact, is a one of the concept which are also related to that of the act of working or acting together. Ants and bees colonies work together, and in that there is an example, that is a polygous samurai raid and capture pupae of Formica japonica and use them as workers when they emerge. Next, organism level of ecology. We have to study the introductory part of an organism. Then we see in that topic the different levels of an organization, of an ecology, and in that week there will be the uh, seen the number of concepts here, and this is the diagrammatic representation of these level of organization of an organism, of an ecology. म्हणजे जसं, okay, here look at the picture, there is a number of concepts which are seen here, and there will be aligned in typical diagrammatic representation. Here the the organisms which will be also forming their specific population, then will be going to form their community for a particular species, then which will be also forwarded to form the biome, then niche, and will be also forming the biosphere with the um, global processes. All points which will be also benefited to you, and I hope all points will be benefited to you. Then thank you.